How would I target my Canadian PR in 2026? To answer this question, we need to understand one thing first. There is no single answer that works for everybody because everyone has different background and a different profile. But what we can do is divide people into some clear categories, look at the advantages and disadvantages of each category, and then talk about what I personally would have done if I was in that exact situation. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which category you belong to, what your strengths are, what mistakes to avoid, and what is the smartest way to target PR in 2026. Okay, so let's divide the entire international students and workers into four simple categories. Number one, you come here after 12th, no work experience back home, and very little or no Canadian experience yet. Second, you came here after 12th, but you do have 1, 2, or 3 years of work experience from back home. Number three, you came here after bachelor's, but you don't have any foreign work experience. And number four, you came after bachelor's plus you have work experience, or you have masters plus you have work experience, or maybe a combination. Almost everyone falls into one of these categories, and even if you don't perfectly fit into one of these categories, you will still understand what to do by listening to the logic behind each one. Okay, so before we start, let me tell you how I would think about my PR if I were in your shoes. My thought process would be very simple. How can I make sure I have at least two or more PR pathways? At least two PR pathways. I would never rely only on one pathway in 2026. The PR system is changing every few months and it is too risky to depend on only one stream. So my target would be minimum two strong PR pathways, if possible, even more. Okay, let's discuss the category. Number one, you came here after 12th, finished a diploma. Now you're on a work permit and no strong experience yet, and you don't know what to do. Step number one, choose an in-demand occupation. Keep saying that again and again. I would not rely on restaurants, retails, hospitality, Walmart, Amazon warehouses, delivery jobs, shipper and receiver, not at all. These knock codes are weak in PR right now. Instead, I would choose one of these three strong sectors, period. Healthcare, education or childcare, and trades. These sectors have the most consistent PR pathways in Canada today. Step number two, move to areas that give multiple PR pathways. For example, Thunder Bay. If I go to Thunder Bay, I can target RCIP, Ontario's Ready program, or REDI, Ready program, OINP International Student Stream, OINP Foreign Worker Stream, OINP In-Demand Skill Stream, or Home Support Worker Pilot. If your knock is 44100 or 44101, then I can target Express Entry, category-based draws, which means education, healthcare, and trades draws in the Express Entry. Suddenly, I don't have one PR pathway. I have 5 or 6. Other good regions are RCIP in Ontario, or New Brunswick, or Nova Scotia, the Atlantic provinces. BC is weak right now except for the Health Authority stream. Alberta only helps if you studied there. Manitoba and Saskatchewan also prefer people who have studied there. Let's focus on Ontario or the Atlantic provinces in case you haven't studied in the other provinces. Okay, step 3. Use the new IRCC rule of combining foreign plus Canadian work experience. IRCC now allows you to claim points for 1 year Canadian work experience plus 1 year foreign work experience, even if it is remote and even if it is done simultaneously at the same time. And if I complete 1 year experience in Canada, 2 years foreign experience, IELTS 8777, my CRS becomes 500. These scores are strong for Express Entry, for education category, for healthcare category, for trades category. So even someone who came after 12th can target Express Entry if the strategy is correct. So the conclusion is, after 12th, also try to target Express Entry, keep it a secondary option. And for primary options, choose areas and occupations which will open up at least 2 PR pathways. Perfect. Coming on to category 2, which is after 12th, plus you have a foreign work experience in knock A or B, which is tier 0, 1, 2, 3. If you already have 1 to 3 years experience from back home, but you came after 12th, your process becomes a little easier. You can do everything that category 1 does, plus your foreign experience already gives you extra CRS points. Completing a total of 3 years foreign work experience gives you even more express entry benefit. So you can target express entry, category-based draws, PNPs, RCIP, and home support worker pilot as well. You may not even need a remote work experience in these categories. So there, in that aspect, it becomes a little uncomplicated or simple. Coming on to category 3, after bachelor's plus no foreign work experience. In this category, express entry is your number one target. If I was here, I would have focused on getting one in-demand occupation, healthcare, education, or trades, Canadian 1 year work experience, strong IELTS, possibly remote work experience if my CRS is low. I would not waste too much time worrying about moving provinces unless I absolutely need to. Express entry plus category based draws is already strong for bachelor graduates. If IELTS is low, then I can go back to the following streams in the category 1 strategy and aim for PNPs and RCIP. Category 4, bachelor's plus work experience or master's plus work experience. This group has the highest advantage. If I was in this category, my first and foremost aim would be to target the express entry, and then if possible I would have chosen category based draws. Let's say I have anything between 510 and 540, 545 scores. That depends upon how many work experience, how many years of work experience I have back home and in Canada. So, and if I have good scores, I can easily reach up to 530, 540, 545 as well, right? Let's say if I am on that range above 520, then I can bet on CEC as well. But if I am less than 520, I would have surely tried to be on the express entry categories. And then again, if you cannot score anything above 6 or 6.5 in IELTS, then your scores would be compromised. Then categories become a mandatory requirement for you. Plus, you would again then want to have more options, which you can again go back to the category 1 and you can choose any of such areas where you can go and have multiple pathways and streams for yourself. In conclusion, each category has its own strengths and weaknesses, but the goal remains the same. Do not depend on one peer pathway. Build at least 2 strong pathways. This is exactly how I would plan my PR if I were in your shoes. If you want to check your exact eligibility or if you want a personalized PR plan based on your category, you can book a consultation with us. We also run promotional consultations sometimes, so check our websites for details, which would be completely free. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helped you understand how to target your permanent residency in Canada in 2026. Until next time, thank you.